ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shit's about to hit the fan. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays on Wrestling with Freddie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays. You don't need an intro. We've got Santos Escobar. This is the continuation, part 2 of our interview with the legend himself. Santos, welcome back here at My Cultura. This is a place where Latino culture gets a lot of representation, and Jeff Dye.
Yeah. Honorary.
But you are honorary, brother. So I want to talk a little bit about Latino representation on television in general, not just wrestling. I mean, when I was a kid, my grandmother liked professional wrestling so much, and she had a million reasons why, but one of them was it was nice to see a Latino not selling drugs or being in a gang on television. And she was right. And I was a young man and realized at an early age it was wrestling, and it was Edward James Olmos on Miami Vice. Like, those are the only Latinos that weren't in too much trouble. What does it mean to you coming from Mexico City, making it big, having big dreams, having a big enough heart to chase those dreams and turn them into a plan, have that plan come to fruition, and now you're here, a success, and you're able to live out your dreams and be an inspiration to others, man?
That's exactly my aim. One of the movies that I've always liked was Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh my!
That
movie's hardcore, man. Yeah,
but it also shows hard sides of the Latinos living in LA back then. I have a lot of family living in LA, and way back when they were living there, actually, throughout that era. That's one of the movies that I like the most, piggybacking on what you said about Edward James Olmos. And I was inspired, but even then, to do something for my people. Sometimes your vision is to become someone or to go somewhere. Like, I wanted to wrestle in America. That's what I wanted. I wanted to go and work for the Fed. I didn't know how, though. Like, all I had, and I come from a lucha family, but the extent of my reach would be lucha libre. And sure enough, I did become an international lucha libre figure in Mexico, Japan, and in the US, but I wanted to cross over. I wanted to do it here. I saw people do it before me. I saw, of course, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, all the people that came back then, El Dandy, Los Villanos, Lismark, Hector Garza, Halloween, Damien 666, all the people that was before me, Nicho, El Millonario, or Psychosis, as you know, Hoovy.
Yeah.
All these people inspired me. And I didn't know how to do it, but I knew I wanted to do that. Just that. La Parca, who took my mask in Mexico, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, so
son of a bitch.
Yeah, son of a gun. I hate him.
Yeah,
there you go.
I think it's okay.
Found the hate.
Oh, finally we found one to hate. We found one to hate, Santos. That's a real reason.
There it is.
Yo, Santos, You're such a historian on Lucha Libre. I remember I sent you like a picture of just a random mask that I wear from time to time, and you wrote back
Águila
right
Solitaria.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that was so quick. How did you know that? And dude writes back, I wrestled him. I was like, holy shit.
And he's an OG. He's an OG. He's from the 70s.
That's why I was like, how did you wrestle that guy?
I wrestled him on my beginnings, yeah.
Talk about the history of lucha, man. Like, it's such a rich... I got my education on it from my grandmother and from JBL, of all people, who got me hip to Santos, right? And like, all of a sudden or El Santo, you're Santos. And he got me hip to him because I was talking about other luchadors, and he was like, you haven't heard of I'll do it, JBL. You haven't heard of El Santo? They got a goddamn day named after him down there, boy. And so I got hip and learned about him. But to you, like, what does it mean to be, look, I think we can all agree that Rey's the GOAT, right? The greatest luchador of all time. But as far as the greatest luchador working today, that, as far as my eyes and a lot of other people watching too, is you. So what does that mean to you to be the central figure of lucha? Maybe that rubs some people the wrong way, but this is what a lot of people are saying, not just me.
I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping this rubs people the wrong way and makes them work harder and say, I'm gonna become better than this guy, because that will bring competition. And competition is always good, because this is good competition. This is competition to become the best at something that people like, which is lucha libre. And I always wanted to become the greatest luchador working. Of course, Ray is, and will always be the GOAT because of everything he's done.
Yeah, man.
And and I know he will do more, and he's still doing it, you know. But that aside, him being the best is just a notion of what we need to do to get there. And that's what I've been doing for a while. Working hard, showing up, growing, learning. If I don't know something, asking about it. Lucha Libre, we're closing in on the 100 years in Mexico. It was brought by La Familia Luterot, and they built the Arena México, they built Arena Coliseo, Coliseo de Guadalajara, Coliseo de Puebla, Coliseo de Acapulco, Monterrey, Tijuana. That's how Lucha Libre came about in Mexico. And my family's been doing lucha for almost 60 years of those 100, which means that I should have embedded in me, in my DNA, the desperate need to always put out there who I am, where I come from, and what I'm about. I wrestled in all of those arenas. I struggled with all of those promoters. I got into fights because I wouldn't get my stuff into a match, because that's all I've ever wanted, to let people know who I am, where I come from, and what I'm about. And what I'm about is lucha libre and the lucha libre tradition, the lucha libre culture, la cultura de la lucha libre, which is not just the lucha libre with the masks and the music and the lights and the capes and then the shiny colors and the shiny moves. Yes, that is. But in Mexico, it's so much more than that. It's a social phenomenon. That's what it is. People go and attend soccer games, football games, sports events with their masks, with their capes. People get married wearing a mask. People show up in delivery rooms to deliver their baby with a mask. That's how deep the lucha culture is in Mexico. So when someone says you're a lucha guy and they're trying to say it in a demeaning way, I never take it like that, because yeah, I am a lucha guy and I represent a lucha nation and I represent a lucha country. And nowadays it's a lucha culture because it has no boundaries. It goes around the world. It's global. And the more I do my thing and the more I am the greatest luchador working today, the more this is going to spread out, the more podcasts I'll be invited to, the more movies I will be casted. Why? Because they want to see more of what I am and what I bring to the table.
How sick would it be if they started making movies again like they did for Santo back in the day, where he's full-on mask in the movie? Go ahead, Jeff. I know. Go ahead.
Oh,
Jeff.
yeah. So while we're on this subject, because I was going to bring it up anyways, I don't know how much time we have. Multiple occasions that I've gone to Mexico, I bring a La Parka mask. And then there's been times
he really does.
I swear to God,
really
I'm like, I will, if I don't have it, because sometimes I just forget. So I'll go. I got to find one of these places that sells all the masks, and I'll get a La Parka mask. I'll wear it around on a scooter. I wear it to the bars. I wore it on stage for a Mexican comedy festival in Cabo. I wore it at the airport. I wear a La Parka mask when I'm in Mexico all the time. Even and people see it, like you said, it's a phenomenon. They go La Parka, and all my buddies that don't know anything about wrestling and they don't obviously know much about Mexico, they're like, dude, you're like famous when you wear that. I was like, no, it's famous. This is it's a phenomenon that's famous. And when they see me wearing it, they're like, we like that white boy's rocking a La Parka mask everywhere he goes. So anyways, I'm a big fan of that. But I was going to ask this question before we got on the subject. You had La Parka took your mask off in Lucha, right? And that was a big part of the story, because we only know the story. We don't ever get to talk to you as the man. On SmackDown, Dominic tore your mask off that Ray gave you. What's the decision for a thing like that? Like, how do we? How did you come to that decision that you're like, okay, and this, or was that's written for you and you have to agree that he's going to take your mask off? How does that come about?
No, that's something that I mean, Ray and myself, we thought that would be important to portray. I think nowadays our audiences are understanding what the importance of the mask.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you recall at the latest premium live event, Survivor Series, I tore Dragon Lee's mask.
At the eye, yeah.
That was 100% non-scripted.
Really?
That was just the heel in me, and I think it's important that our audiences get that feel, because now we have Dragon Lee, now we have Axiom, now we have Ray, now we have more and more people diving into the lucha culture, but like really, really doing it, like the mask, the tradition, the respect that's behind the mask. And so it's important that our audiences know for a fact that when someone goes with the mask, goes against the mask, it means something, it ups the stakes. It makes it harder. And we were in Chicago, of all places. Chicago is Mexico. So when I tore that mask, because when I tore that mask, I could feel the white heat.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. No, the crowd did not like you. That was a great crowd, by the way. That was a great crowd. Chicago usually is. When I worked there, they were always a good crowd. Santos, I think you're an extraordinary person, crazy impressive. You learn so fast, and the ride you've been on has been so fast. I know you posted this on Instagram. You were able to purchase your parents a home this year. Yeah. I know what it felt like to give my mom her house when I did it, and the amount of the pride I had for her taking care of me all those years. And now it's our turn to take care of them. I love that you're still so close with your family, so good to your family. You're so laser focused, man. I don't see anything but good things for you. And that's all I wish you in the future, brother. For real. Thank you, man.
Same.
Gracias, hermano. I think it's important to take care of the people who took care of you. And everything that I am, all this drive, this fire inside me was ignited by my mom. My dad ignited it in a different way, as I told you before. But my mom was always telling me, you're the number one. You will be the best. You will do this. You will do that. And lo and behold, I've done everything she said. And a house is just nothing. It's just, I would give her whatever she wanted if I had the opportunity to do it. But to me, and that's also one of the things that I want to show to my community, to my people out there, that these are things that are taught to us as Latinos. You take care of your parents, you do this, you do that. That's part of our cultura. That's what we do. And I think the more we inspire people, the better for the world, not just what we do. I think I deeply believe in what I do. It's not fake wrestling. It's not just sports entertainment. I do believe the creed that we have at the company and as a luchador, as an entertainer. I believe that what we do, the contribution that we have for the world, is genuine. We make people happy. And trust me, hermano, that's a service that we need nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 hours, 3 hours to escape from whatever it is that you're going on, and to watch Santos and boo at Santos or cheer at me. I don't know, whatever the audiences want, I'm there. And
decide,
I'm getting
right?
the freedom to do it. Correct. And I'm getting the freedom to put myself out there. And that is a huge difference. That's the difference between LA Knight before and LA Knight now. He was given the opportunity. He put himself out there, and now he's there. They're giving me the same opportunity.
That's great.
They're giving me the same opportunity. And in a highly scripted world, we're thriving.
Nice.
Because we're genuine, because we believe what we do. And whatever we envision, the people get it. And that pleases the pen.
You've been doing great, man. The show's been great. Thank you so much again for doing this show, man. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. It was a pleasure to have Zelina Vega on as well. I know you guys aren't cool anymore, but
she's got a mean right hand, man.
Brother, does she ever? I saw that reaction. I was like, oh, that's real.
She's the best. I love her.
She's
nothing
amazing.
but love.
No, she's amazing. We got love for her too. Thanks again.
She is the best.
Thanks again for being on the show, man. We appreciate you. Got mad love for you. Tons of respect. Everybody, thank y'all for listening. The Thursday show exists because you guys demanded it, as always. Appreciate y'all. Love to y'all. Santos, you got CGI hearts going on. That was sick.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
That's like full on anime. I can't do.
Well, he knows Triple H. That's how he got it, man. You could get all this stuff.
Yeah,
back there.
and the Heartbreak Kid. What if they just started?
And I was mentored by the Heartbreak Kid. Don't ever forget that.
Hell yeah. All right. Thanks again for coming on the show. We'll see y'all next week. As always, peace.
This has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.